I'm Kelly Vaughn, and welcome to Inside Indy. Employment, housing, food, clothing. Perhaps in your circles, those things are all there for you, perhaps provided, but there are a lot of people in our community, whether it's in central Indiana or the surrounding counties, even the contiguous counties, where those things are a challenge. And that's what we're going to talk about today, those issues, and that there is help available. And providing some of that help are Terrence White. He's the Executive Director for Community Action of Greater Indianapolis. Welcome to Inside Indy.
Thank you.
And then we have Antonio Patton, who is the Director of the Far East Side Reset Center here in Indy. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Wow, help! There is help available, and a lot of people may be suffering for nothing. And so tell folks about Community Action of Greater Indianapolis and how you help to meet those needs to get people back on their feet.
Okay. Well, we're a 54-year-old agency, and with a mission of helping people become empowered to situations of self-sufficiency and self-reliance. And we do this in a variety of ways. You know, we have several programs, senior and youth programs, employment programs, housing options. We have food, nutrition, community engagement programs. One of our most popular programs is our case management program. Within that program, we offer a variety of barrier busting assistances, including housing, food, nutrition, transportation, education, and employment.
Okay. Wow, that's a lot. That's encouraging.
That's just to name a few.
Okay, okay. Now I want to touch on some of those, but I want to go ahead and talk to Antonio Patton about the Reset Center. What is that? It's an interesting name.
The Reset Center is a building that was built some time ago, but it now has been rehabbed. And if I could, I would definitely like to acknowledge Mr. Howard Harding, who is the head of the Reset Center. He met me earlier this year, and we kind of came together to collaborate. He's seen my passion and my heart for the community of the Far East Side. And I say the Far East Side because that's where I'm targeted, but we don't have no restrictions or boundaries. We're trying to reach youth on all sides of Indy. But he began to hear my story and my passion. He said, "Man, I got a building for you." And he introduced me to the building. At that time, it was gutted, with nothing in it. And the vision finally came to fruition. So the Reset Center is a lighthouse, a beacon of hope for every need that needs to be met. And what we're trying to do is bring the youth in there and the community to meet their needs, whether it be hunger, whether it be employment, lack of resources. So we came together and collaborated. And that's what it basically is a safe place. Earlier this week, a homeless guy was laying at the doorstep when Mr. Harding went to open the Reset Center Saturday morning. He does a health and wellness program of working out, and the homeless guy said, "I knew I would be safe here." So that was very powerful and awesome to me to know that just being there and just opening the doors, and I believe it was this July, we did a ribbon cutting, and it became official when the doors were open. So that place offers English and Spanish as a first and second language, either or, which one you need to learn is free. It also offers Taco Tuesday. Every Tuesday, they feed the community for free. You're able to come in and eat. And,
is it always tacos, or is it just?
Yeah, Taco Tuesday for now is what it is.
You might have something else.
Yeah, he's an awesome, amazing guy. His heart and his vision, and us together, we want to feed the entire community every day. But until those days come, Taco Tuesday has been a place where everybody shows up and know they can get tacos and eat until their heart is content.
Okay. I was thinking Wiener Wednesday. That could go
Absolutely.
on and on, right? So now the two of you, how did you meet, and are you partnering on some things?
Well, Community Action, we do a lot of projects where we empower the community to help get them engaged into the fight against poverty. And I ran across Antonio actually on a Tuesday morning. He was actually serving low-income individuals at a laundromat. When I found out that he was doing this out of his own pocket, you know, that kind of inspired me to want to reach out to him and see how community action can help him in his fight in the war against poverty.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you help provide some monetary assistance to them and
Yeah, with the Reset Center, we've lended our availability to come into the Reset Center, offer our services to the participants at the Reset Center. We obviously financially support them in ways that we can, and also just being a mentor, hopefully to him and to the youth that participate in this program.
Okay. Now I don't know if we said exactly where you're located. So what's the address of the Reset?
4330 North Post Road is the location of the Reset Center. And sometimes the GPS will send you to 42nd to it stops you right in front of the, I don't want to misquote the apartment complex, but it's not there. So if you go to 42nd and Post and you head north across 42nd, it's about a half a block on the left-hand side. You can't miss it. There's a big sign out there. It's called Reset Center. But I also wanted to chime in on meeting Mr. Terrence. He met me, and like he said, that Tuesday morning. So what we were just doing, just trying to feed the community whatever we could, and it was like hot dog brats or whatever. And it gives me an opportunity to draw the kids come, and you're excited. But Terrence walked up, he said, "Hey, what's your name?" He said, "Man, you'll be hearing back from me." And I hear that so much, you know, so I was like, "Oh, okay, here this guy comes." But a couple of days later, you know, I get this text and I'm like, "Yes, Terrence told me to reach out to you, and it's a young lady by the name Miss Dana." And I'm like, "Okay, this dude is for real." You know, and next thing you know, I was in his office and he was like, "What can I help you with?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Let me ask you again. What can I help you with?"
Right.
And he was sincere, and I was like, "Wow!" So we got three lions so far. I'm a kid at heart, so we're almost about to form this giant called Voltron. We need 2 more lions to create this giant that will onslaught whatever is needed to meet needs that need to be met in our community for the greater good. In unity, there's where the power lies at.
Okay. Now you mentioned funding, and we appreciate what Community Action of Greater Indianapolis has done for you. So where do you get your funding overall?
Well, it started off by reaching out to my inner circle loved ones, and I got the vision. I went up there and I seen, Laundry and More is called, every Tuesday do free laundry, this program called Loads of Love. And so the community floods there, and it took off in such a mass, and so many people started venturing from other sides of town. And so it was like, man, you know, you kind of have to pull back, excuse me, because you don't have the necessary, you didn't budget for the entire city of Indianapolis, you budgeted for the east side. And it was disheartening and just breaks your heart that you have to turn certain people away that don't live in the area. And I was just sitting there, and I never am big on trying to reinvent the wheel. I want to know what I can do to push it. You know, I just want to come along. And I noticed a little kid, he was getting what they have PB&J sandwiches, and I seen him, and so I think he thought I was a sandwich police. So he was like, "Can I get another one?"
Can I help you?
Yeah. So he was like, I said, "You want another one?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Come get it." He got a second one, and then he took another route after getting the second one. I said, "You want another one?" He said, "Yeah." And that's when it clicked. I was like, I'm going to come over here and get these kids some hot dogs, some brats, something hot, something that they don't have to be afraid for, because it's just a limited supply. And so I reached out to family and friends. I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna do this thing. Cash at me." Jumped on Facebook Live, and it started coming in, bing, 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 and it took off. And then God sent Terrence my way, and it was over. I was like, wow. He was like, "Listen, whatever you need, I want to take care of it. That's easy. I'm gonna be here to assist you." And then I met Miss Dana. Miss Dana's like, "Hey, whatever we can do, let us know." And so now we're trying to form a place inside the Reset Center that they will have a home hub, an office in that location.
Oh, nice.
That will meet the needs and cater to them.
Kind of like a satellite
Absolutely.
office, mini office or something. Very cool, very cool. Okay. Well, I love it. So now, one of the things we talked about in the beginning, employment, housing, food, and clothing. And so, and if, Terrence, if you could just comment first, employment, are people not, because the unemployment rate is pretty low right now. So what are the challenges that they're running into?
Well, from what we see, a couple of the main challenges is education. You know, a lot of people are undereducated or don't have the necessary qualifications to earn a livable wage. And then the other is transportation. You know, if they obtain a job, then if you can't get to that job, then you can't maintain that job. So those are the two main issues that we see. And so by you know, partnering with partners across the county, actually, those are two of the main things that we try to tackle as it comes to employment.
Because you serve Boone, Hamilton, Hendricks, Marion,
Yep.
and Tipton counties.
Yes.
In Indiana. So in each of those counties, there's a KG office?
Well, we only have offices here in Marion County,
Okay.
Located at 3266 North Meridian Street. But we also have an office located in Lebanon, Indiana, in Boone County.
Gotcha, okay. But you serve all those people so they can come, basically pretty much to downtown, not deep downtown Indianapolis, but again, you're at 3266
North Meridian.
Meridian, wow. Well, this is a fascinating story. I love the partnership, and it's just incredible the impact that you're having on the community. Again, housing, food, clothing, and beyond. And this is exactly what we need. So, folks, support KG. How can people be a part of KG or a part of the Recess Center?
Well, again, we partner with anyone. Just come on into our office located at 3266 North Meridian, or reach out to us on our website, which is www.cagi-in.org.
Yeah, CAG
or give us
hyphen
Yeah, that's it.
IN.org?
ORG.
I
Yeah.
only know that because I looked it up this morning.
Or call us, 317-396-1800.
Okay, and Antonio, very quickly, how can people reach you? If they want to give, help out.
Sure. A lot of people reach me by cell, which is 317-658-5875. And it's just an open line that people will have an opportunity to call, and it's safe. And I can get volunteers that would love to come and join in allegiance with what we're doing. But also, you can reach me by the email at AntonioPatton20@gmail.com.
Sounds good to me. Antonio Patton, Director of Far East Side Reset Center, and Terrence White, Executive Director of KG. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Here on Inside Indy, and we'll have more on Inside Indy after this. And we're back here on Inside Indy, and we're going to talk about vitiligo. And one of the things that might come to your mind is, first of all, what is that? Or you may know what it is, and you're afraid of it. And we're going to talk about overcoming your fear, answering your questions about everything you wanted to know about vitiligo, but we're afraid to ask. And here to join us are Denise Blanks. You are founder and president of Fearfully and Wonderfully Made Indianapolis Vitiligo Community.
Yes.
Here. Okay,
You
welcome
said
to
it
the
all.
show. Janae Watson, youth leader and member of the organization and the first African-American plus-sized model with vitiligo for Finish Line.
Yes.
Welcome to Inside Indy. And Tiffany Thurber, you are a senior high school student and new member of FWMIVC,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Welcome to the show. So you have this in common, vitiligo. So I'm going to let you take the lead, Denise, in telling us, and for obvious, this is obvious, but go ahead and explain what it is and how it happens.
Right. So vitiligo is an autoimmune skin disease that can happen to really anybody. Kind of goes hand in hand with other autoimmune things like lupus and other things, but it doesn't have to necessarily. But what I like to tell people is that, especially children, is that our soldiers in our body is our immune system, and our immune system has become confused. Normally it fights bacteria, diseases that get in your body. Well, ours is confused and it's going after the melanin in our skin, looks at it as bad and takes it away. They don't know why it happens, they just know it happens. And so for me, it is in my family. It can run in families, but it doesn't necessarily have to.
Okay, so when did it happen to you? Because well, you and I go way back.
Yes, we do.
We used to go to the same church, Indianapolis Church of Christ.
Yes,
And
yes.
and I don't remember you with vitiligo.
I didn't have it. It started for me when I turned 50. And it was just a little area that I went to the doctor about and got biopsied, and I was like, you know what, I don't think you know what you're talking about. So I was in denial about it for a long time.
So you thought it might have been cancer? Or
Yeah, I
something.
thought it was fungus or something like that. So that's what I was going for, and they were like, no, it's vitiligo, and you know there are treatments that are out there that you can do, like the light box treatment, PUVA. There's laser treatments now. Some people have even done some surgery. I'm not sure. I'm not like privy as far as like knowing a lot about it, but there are some treatments out there. There's a clinical trial that's out there right now to a lotion that's being tried to see it to bring color back. So that is a wonderful, wonderful thing, because we definitely want a cure. Right now, there is no cure.
Okay. So, but you have a message
Yes.
for people. What's your message? Because you were talking to me off the air about public service announcements.
Right.
Those running on the air.
Right.
So here's your chance. Tell people, what is it that you want them to know, and what do you want?
Right. So basically, there is nothing to fear. This is just something that is happening to people, especially when it happens to children. So there's no fear. It's not contagious. You can't catch it. And I like to tell children, it doesn't hurt us. We do need sunscreen though in the summertime, because we have no color to protect us anymore. Your skin is your largest organ in your body. And so this is definitely, a problem, for us. But if we could take it away, we would, but we can't. So basically, don't stare, become aware. And, if you have a question, ask us. But it's nothing to reject or bully anybody about.
Okay. So you mentioned the word bully, and I want to ask Tiffany, who is a senior high school student and a new member of the organization. So have you experienced any bullying as a result?
Yes, I have.
So tell us about that.
So a lot of people come up to me and say, "What are those milky spots on your face or on your arm?" Mm-hmm. I get called names.
And what names do they call you?
You're unwanted and stuff like that. But
How does that make you feel?
kind of lonely. But
So how do you feel being a part of this organization that Denise has put together?
I kind of feel more supportive, and supported and stuff.
And that's key, I think, if you're going through something like that. Okay. Janae Watson, a youth leader and also a member. You're the first African-American plus-size model with vitiligo
Yes.
for Finish Line.
I
Tell us
am.
about that. Pretty cool.
It's so invigorating and exciting to do something so empowering and just make history in itself. I think that's just an honor. I signed with the Helen Wells Agency just about a month and a half ago, and immediately after signing with them, Finish Line was like, I want to book her.
Wow.
Yes. So I went and did a photo shoot with them, just kind of test the waters. I was their very first curvy model, but also their very first vitiligo model. They got a lot of good reviews and feedback from people, their audience, and people writing in, calling in, and they had me come back for another shoot. So, yes.
Okay.
So exciting.
Okay. Now, where can we find you? So, and we'll see Finish Line commercials. So, where might you pop up?
You'll definitely see me pop up on the Finish Line website.
Okay.
Under their plus size section. I also have social media. So my Instagram is Model of the Light. My Facebook is Janae Watson, or you can find me at Model of the Light. which is something that I adopted years ago, a name that came to me when I was listening to a song by R. Swift called That Girl, and it really inspired me to just embrace my vitiligo. So that's how that started.
Okay. So, do you want to continue in this area of modeling? And you're doing two things. You're delivering a message, you're overcoming stereotypes or obstacles, right?
Yes, definitely. I do. I plan on making a career out of it. I want to do it full time. I mean, I serve at night just so that I can model during the day. I'm dedicated and working on hopefully moving to Chicago or LA soon. So.
All right, wow. So this is what you're trying to do. Put it's a very positive spin
Yes.
on something that people again are hesitant about, or it could be they're afraid of.
Right. I just want to also say that, in no way do we not want to cure. Janae and myself, we've learned how to live and cope. And that's what we want to help Tiffany do as well, because Tiffany has yet to come to a meeting. We just met Tiffany. So, but that's what we do.
New kid on the block.
Yes, she is. She is. And so we want to empower her, and we want to just build a community with her, and just know that she's supposed to be here just like everybody else. Right. And so that's what Fearfully Wonderfully Made is all about. Okay. We're just really here to just build a community and support and encourage and educate.
What's been the hardest part for you, Denise?
Changing. But you know what? Having this group keeps me off a pity pot. It really does. But losing my color, this is a journey, Kelly. This has been a journey. And, but, being with Janae and helping other people with vitiligo just helps me get off a pity pot. And it helps me understand that my vitiligo is bigger than me. It really is. It's bigger than me. It's a ministry as well as, spiritual.
And I'm going to ask you this because I think people are just curious. So will you continue to lose your color?
Yes,
will
I
it come
am.
a day which would mean you basically would be albino?
Yeah, pretty. Not
Does it
quite.
always, does it always end that way?
Actually, basically, the people that I've met who we call depigged, they're all the way out. They've already lost their color. They say that I'm doing what they did. And so I'm like 95% without color. The brown spots that you see are the most, and the most is in my face, what's left.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm probably going to do that. But my mother said her uncle who had it did the same thing. So it's in my family, so this is what's happening. So okay. I'm ready for it to be all gone, though, I must admit.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So, and I will address that question. And I wanted to ask Janae, how do you feel? What's been the hardest part for you?
I would say the hardest part is accepting that there's a greater mission in it. Realizing that when I walk out the house, I'm not just walking out for me. I need to feel confident in myself, yes, but also knowing that there are young girls watching who have vitiligo, or not just vitiligo, but who have insecurities in themselves, and they see me and they're like, oh, well, she's doing this, so I can do that too. So realizing that I have a standard to set when I walk out the house every day, it not only drives me, but it pressures me every day too.
Okay. And what about you, Tiffany? What's the hardest part for you?
I would say accepting it and knowing that I can't do anything to make it go away.
Denise, you said you'll be glad when it's gone in terms of the color. You
Right.
would just, if I'm going to be light,
Right.
you'd want to be consistent, is what you're
Right.
saying.
I'm kind of like, because this is changing. It's changing. I grew up a certain way, and it's like, wow, this is not me anymore. I'm different now. But what I'm understanding is that it's, like I said, it's bigger than me, and that it gives me a purpose. It gives me a purpose now for having it, because like she said, I mean, she found us online, and when she came to our group, she was like, well, I'm watching you, and I see you living your life with it, so that makes me know that I can do it. So that's why, But I wanted to be gone because when children see me, they're scared of me. And I don't want them to be scared of me. And that's been hard to see a little kid be scared of me. Although I did have a nice experience the other day at the Y. A little girl just looked at me and said, she's probably 3 or 4, and she said, "You look different." And I said, I am different. I said, "I'm losing my color." And she said, "Oh." And I said, "It doesn't hurt, and you can't catch it." And she was happy with those 2 answers. And that
So
was
just a matter of understanding, explaining it. And that's what this is all about, letting people know what it is and what you're facing and what your hopes are.
Yeah.
Whether it be a cure.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you coming on. We're out of time, but I appreciate you coming in and sharing your stories.
Thank you. Thank you so much for letting us
Denise
do it.
Blanks, Janae Watson, and Tiffany Thurber, thanks for joining us on Inside Indy. And thank you for joining us. I'm Kelly Vaughn. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.